The number one skill that you need to learn as an entrepreneur is cold outreach. You have to be able to reach out there, cold, on the street, online, on any platform, and get them to talk to you. I'm going to break down how you can improve this skill easily and then deploy it to grow your business. Hey, I'm Chris Hanson. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing business for 10 years, had multiple companies, some exits, some brutal failures. But all in all, I've worked with thousands of different startups and agencies and early stage as well as late stage entrepreneurs. And I've seen businesses grow and succeed and become unicorns or just become a self-sustaining business that has employees. And I've observed what those owners and what those entrepreneurs have done and the skills that they have and what they've learned, as well as interviewing them on my podcast to try to find what are these kind of core tidbits that make them successful. And I think there's a lot of, not misinformation necessarily, but a lot of content out there that's focused on the simplistic side of it, hard work, or even the tacky side of it. So like doing PPC, doing cold email, and not a lot of it on like actual skill building and little small things that you do in practice and kind of farm them over and over to get results. One of those things that has worked particularly well for me in all of my ventures, starting with no skills and professional experience whatsoever, has been cold outreach. I'm not talking about necessarily a smart lead, instantly cold email campaign that goes out to a set number of prospects or a built-out list. I'm talking about just looking in your network, identifying people who you can potentially make intros to or talk to and help, and getting in touch with them. So I'm going to break down in this video basically how to do that, how to identify people who might be potential prospects or customers for your business, and additionally, how to actually reach out to them and what are some things you can say to get them to talk to you. So number one, I want to address the whole genesis of this. Reaching out to people and booking meetings with them will get you sales for your B2B company. If you have an agency or a SaaS company, you need to book meetings to get customers interested. In most cases, people will say you can do an automated funnel, but really the face-to-face is everything, especially if you're exchanging a large amount of money. B, if you have a B2C company or a product company or a BD company, you still need to meet with people face-to-face because that's how you get the core feedback to learn what makes your product tick, as well as get marketing partners, channel partners, affiliates that can come in and promote your brand. Start to learn this skill is draw up a map of your personal connections and where you found them. So for example, I would put a category for family, friends, maybe school, maybe university, high school, university, places you hang out, bars, places you go every day, restaurants, your barber, and start to create some concentric circles and Venn diagrams of the connections, the people that exist in those physical spaces. Then make a chart, Miro, Gamma, there's a lot of different sites, loose charts that are really good for this. And you can do another mind map with online spaces. So you just put your social media, TikTok, etc. And then off the top of your head, you're going to think of the most important connections and the ones that you have the deepest relationships with. So start mapping those out and throwing those people on the board, so to speak. And then from there, you're going to draw lines outwards to more people that are connected to them that may be relevant to what you're building. So if you have no clue what business to do, you might want to sign up for the One Network. We're going to give you an idea, crowdsource from millions of entrepreneurs, and we're going to help you execute it and give you a business template and a mentor who's had success in your business model to get you started. It's not a course. This is a program. We have different options, cost options, and options where you can come in and exchange your services for other people to get access. Just sign up and submit your information. It should be pretty cool. But in any case, let's say you already have a business and you know that you need, let's say, software company owners. You look at that layer, the tier 2 of the social network, so your friends, people you know online or connected with. These are people who you can message. You have their phone numbers. You can text them. You have their LinkedIns. You can DM them. You can DM them unlimited on Twitter, DM them unlimited on Instagram, comment on their posts. There's ways you can get in touch with them. Then you're going to put out people who they may know or be connected to. You can just draw these as sort of idea bubbles outside the network. These flowchart tools like Miro have a way where you can compress it also into an outline, so you can export to Notion or a task management tool and give yourself a task list, a crazy 100 call tasks, whatever you want, upload to your CRM of people to reach out to. But you start examining each of those and basically bringing out more and more threads to try to see who is relevant to the kind of overall model, if they're potential customers, and if those people will know potential customers. Obviously, the farther you get out, the less likely they're going to take a call with you because they don't know you and you're not connected to them. That being said, you can add in people onto this network that are loosely connected and use the connections to cold outreach. For example, let's say your friend knows somebody and you don't know them, or they're in a group with them or some location with them. You can put them on the line connected to them, and then in your cold outreach, you can mention that you know them or mention something that you have in common. I like to put also like idea groups of, hey, what school I went to, because those commonalities tend to be really effective in human psychology in terms of getting somebody to respond to you. And yes, those connections are more important than how important your product is for them. I guarantee you your product is not that great. It's not going to make them that much money or do something insane to them. People sell to people, and you still need to have that personal connection. Figuring out the value prop first line craziness is not really going to get that face-to-face time, because people's time is valuable. So you have all these lines out and you're reaching out to people. What exactly do you say, or do you try to sell them initially? I like to start it with a simple kind of opener. First name, been checking out, boom. Usually they have a content or something that they're doing. You could just mention their website if they're not active on social media, and they're a business owner. If they work for a company, you can just mention their company. Usually they'll be pretty enthusiastic about that. If you have nothing left, you can obviously go to the city or the weather as an intro, although those lines are not as good. And then you just go, hey, I've been doing something, and you need to connect that and make that related into them. So like, I've been doing websites for SaaS companies, having a lot of success. So just, you don't need to oversell it, but make it seem a little bit interesting to them. They're not digging too much. This is an instantaneous reaction when they're deciding to take the meeting or not with you. And again, this could be in an Instagram comment. It doesn't even have to be in an email or something formal like a cold call. It's just outreach. You might even bump into them in person and say this: would love to talk to you sometime and get some feedback. Feedback is the key word. It doesn't put any pressure on anybody. If you feel more comfortable, there's more concentric circles connecting you with them. You might have more rapport, and you could start by qualifying them to save yourself more time, to see if they're interested in buying or at least exploring buying what you have. But I just like to say feedback or connect, see if we can help each other. And boom, you usually have a meeting. Hopefully you watched the last video and you have a Calendly flow set up or a way to get them into quick meetings. If not, you can just send them an invite. Just try to be formal and professional about it. In any case, this whole networking thing is the basis of the one network. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out to people, you're just like antisocial, a tech person, a gamer, our community is going to be great because we'll make those interests for you. We already have people in set categories like lead gen agencies, SaaS companies, etc. And we can make those interests to those first clients for you. Check that out, theonenetwork.app, and I'll see you in the next video.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Now I'm basically starting a new company, which is going to be an app market.